Today I'm going to be talking about openness and specifically how success starts with openness and success being relative, success being whatever you want because everyone's different and that's what you want is for you to decide. It's not for me, it's not for society, it's not for your teachers, your parents, your mentors, your friends, whoever it may be. This is about building the life that you choose. This is based off the newsletter I wrote. Generally, the YouTube content, the podcast content is going to be a little bit more expansive, and I'm going to dive a little bit more into my own personal experience if you want concise newsletter. So, open-mindedness, this is all based off of what I'm learning and what I'm exploring. I've been reading and researching and coming across a lot of different creative thinkers and independent thinkers, and I'm looking back and realizing how much open-mindedness has served me. This is also written in conjunction with some of the coaching that I'm experiencing right now. I just started Tony Robbins coaching, and it's all about personal empowerment and opening the mind to possibility, and that's exactly what I'm talking about today. So let's dive in. So success starts with openness. Like I was saying, this is relative. This is whatever you want, and that's the most fun part about it, is it's whatever you choose. It starts with an idea in the mind that grows into a reality. Now, someone brought this to my attention. I'd never thought about this before, but it was an awesome reframe. So, 500 years ago, everyone on Earth thought that the Earth was still. All evidence, all data, all collective societal belief validated this at the time. Because who would have thought that the Earth was moving, let alone moving at 67,000 miles per hour around the sun? Nicholas Copernicus did. Not the most catchy name for the history books, but that's the name of the guy. His curiosity, his open-mindedness led to a revolutionary scientific shift, one that was obviously crazy at the time, but that became a cornerstone of modern physics. He had this curiosity. He was able to prove it. He was able to gather evidence. And then his curiosity led to a belief, and it led to everyone else following suit in his belief. Now, just think about that for a second. And open your mind to the possibility that you could have literally whatever you choose. And I'm not going to use want. I'm going to use choice, because the power to open your mind creates the power to choose. Open your mind to the possibility that you could have whatever you choose. The lifestyle you choose, the income you choose, the partner you choose, the body you choose, the energy you choose, the physique you choose, literally anything. Take a second, think about it, take your time. And again, success is for you to decide. Not society, not your friends, not your mentors, your family, your teachers, or anyone else outside of you. It's not your conditioning. You take a while, think about that as well, like what you actually want and what you actually think versus what you've been told to think or like, or what you choose. Now, looking back at Copernicus, the one who proposed that the Earth was moving at all, what stands out is the open-mindedness to question what was thought to be known. He questioned it before there was proof, before there was consensus, before there was any validation. And that's what true open-mindedness is. It's not opening your mind after the evidence appears. It's opening your mind to the possibility before there's evidence. And then looking for, because your mind will see that once you open your mind to the possibility, you'll be able to gather more evidence. But even more powerfully is creating the evidence to validate it. And here's an example. Traditionalist thinking revolves around you choose one path, you choose one thing, and that's kind of who you are. It's who you become. And I've always loved to challenge that because that's where it started for me. I was in university and realizing what was happening around me, and I was realizing that I had this limiting belief that for me to continue to play baseball, I'd either have to ride out my college career and then keep going or just quit and get a job and move on. And challenging that led to me creating this lifestyle of choice and just creating my ideal life and challenging societal notions and challenging what I thought I had to do. And an interesting person I like to think of is John Cena. Super random, but when it comes to challenging just traditionalist level thinking and conforming to one identity, this guy started off as a wrestler. He started off in wrestling. He expanded himself. He grew. He got into acting. And then around that personal brand, he became an entrepreneur. He built all these businesses, did all these awesome things. And that's what I believe is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life is growth. It's meaningful to grow because we need challenge. A lot of people fantasize about retirement and about, you know, that, but challenge is a meaningful part of life. Problems are a normal part of life, and we evolve through the problems we solve. If there's no problems, you just create problems in your mind. Meaningful shifts in understanding really start that way. They're not with certainty, but with curiosity. So now that we've begun to open your mind, let's keep doing it. So keep this in mind. This guy was a random guy 500 years ago, living on the earth and somehow proving that the earth was moving still while still standing on the earth. Now, all of this happened before phones, computers, satellites, or any of the other meaningful inventions we rely on today. Literally, at the time, people were churning butter with sticks. So just sit with that for a moment. Really sit on that for a moment. Now, open your mind to the possibility that you could have a life greater than you could have ever imagined. Open your mind to the possibility that you can achieve radical levels of success in your life in ways nobody ever has before, right? Because it's your life. You don't have to model it after someone else's. It's good to have mentors and people you aspire to be like, but at the end of the day, you create your life. Now, open your mind to the possibility that you can do the unprecedented, that you could achieve things that you thought were impossible. Now, again, this is relative. This is for you to decide, because I'm not saying you need to invent the next iPhone or discover a new element or, you know, challenge LeBron for the all-time NBA point total. I'm saying you have the power to create extraordinary results in your life beyond your or anyone else's wildest imagination. Because the moment your mind opens up to possibility, that's when the magic happens. That's when you can begin to create. Is the moment something becomes possible, you can make it probable. Now, thanks for listening. If this served you, pay it forward and share it.